So, what if I told you guys that there was toxins and poison in some of the foods that you eat? And the FDA knows about it and refuses to do anything about it. And that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. I've been studying health and related issues for a long time. I've gone through some extra studying to get the information and bring it to you and talk about this stuff today. So today I'm going to talk about what GMOs are, how to find them and avoid them, and some of the benefits of avoiding them. How many people know what GMOs are? A couple. Okay, great. Just give me 2 seconds because the
From beginning.
it's not set up right. There we go.
Oh dear.
Merriam-Webster says that GMOs stands for genetically modified organisms. Well, that doesn't tell us a lot. Genetically modified organisms are parts of plants, animals, or viruses that are spliced together. Obviously, this is fictitious, but this kind of gives you the idea of what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
Genetically engineered crops, if they're crops, they're called genetically engineered crops. They include soybeans, corn, canola, sugar beets, and papaya. According to the Better Nutrition magazine, 88% of all corn and 90% of soybeans are genetically modified. So that's quite a bit. Most of the GMOs are courtesy of the biotech giant Monsanto. A lot of people refer to Monsanto as Monsatan. The USDA has deemed their products safe for use. What that means is they are not required to do any more testing, because once they're deemed safe for use, they're deemed safe for use. However, the French have done a long-standing study, and a guy named Tom Philpott has done the longest study, and he's found that GMOs cause organ failure and tumors in rats.
Good.
GMOs are not popular in Europe. 40 countries require them to be labeled. 2,000 California farmers recently petitioned to have the government label GMOs and do more research. Monsanto responded by pledging millions and millions of dollars to fight that legislation. And 1,000 U.S. citizens have already requested that GMOs be labeled because they don't believe they're safe. And in Europe, there's a lot of health concerns due to their studies, and they just don't eat GMOs. So the question is what can we do about it? Well, we can urge our government to test and label GMOs, and we can learn how to be smart shoppers and how to avoid some of that stuff. And so one of the things that you want to look for is this. It's a non-GMO project verified, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And that's something that you're going to see on some of the products. So we know that 88% of corn is all genetically modified. So, for example, here's a bag of corn. Well, an empty bag of corn, which is more than likely genetically modified, genetically engineered corn. Okay, that's the same stuff that gave the rats the tumors. I fed this to my chickens because we didn't want to eat it.
You'd rather have the chicken shack too much, right?
Well, hopefully the chickens don't get tumors too. Here's an alternative. You can see that it says organically farmed, because anything that says organic is not GMO. They cannot put a GMO product and say it's organic. And down here it says USDA organic. Some of these will even say GMO free. Another product is standard corn flakes. There again, doesn't say, so they're probably made out of genetically modified corn. Here's an alternative, organic. Here's that little seal. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it matches that one. See, non-GMO, USDA organic, and organic means what? No genetically modified stuff. be leery of the term all natural, okay? All natural means very little. Arsenic, hemlock, tobacco, all natural. Doesn't mean anything. All natural means is it wasn't made in a laboratory. Some other stuff. Ritz crackers. You think they'd be pretty safe? High fructose corn syrup. What's high fructose corn syrup made out of?
Corn.
Corn. Corn is probably genetically modified corn. Here's another one. Soy lecithin is made out of what? Soybeans. Those are also genetically modified. So GMO stuff hides in a lot of foods that you don't think would be in there. High fructose corn syrup is also addicting, and that's why they put it in crackers. Why else would you put high fructose corn syrup in crackers? Here's an alternative. You notice these are honey wheat, and the honey is used as a sweetener, so it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. However, it does still have the soy lecithin, but it's a step better. Then you're into your, once again, your organic. Same deal. You look at your list of ingredients, no soy. There's corn, but it's USDA organic, non-GMO. So hopefully someday, maybe the USDA and the FDA will catch up and force them to label this stuff, and that's what there's a lot of the issue about right now. But it's all about what? Money. Thank you. Yes, it's all about money, because GMOs, there's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they don't care about your health. They care about what?
Money.
Making money. That's right. And so you have to be concerned about the products you buy. Here's another one. Here's an organic bar. It says right on here, no MGOs. We do not use biotechnology or bioengineering. And that's what we were talking about, GMOs. Some other options. Mountain Dew, any soda pop, what's in it? High fructose corn syrup again. So here's a throwback. You're starting to see some of the companies come back real sugar, which isn't really good for you, but it's better than the high fructose corn syrup option. So the last thing I want to discuss is some of the benefits of not consuming GMOs, and that is that we can be educated about GMOs, know how to look for them, know how to avoid them. We can petition our government to get labels on them, because we want to be able to decide, right? There's a GMO in there. They want to sell GMOs, that's okay, but we want to go look at it, say, it has a GMO in it, I don't want to buy it, I don't want to eat it. We should be able to decide. GMOs have been proven to be hazardous to our health. So hopefully today you learned what GMOs are, how to identify and avoid them, and some of the health benefits that you can have. So here we go. We need to take action. By taking action, we can avoid GMOs. There again, tell the government we want GMOs clearly labeled so we know what they're in. So all the stuff over here they hide. They don't tell us there's GMOs in there. And we want more testing done, because we want to really find out. So far the testing the Europeans doing isn't looking so good. Because we don't want to end up like the rats. Any questions?
How much of that stuff goes into our food for our animals?
Unfortunately, most of your animal feed also has genetically modified stuff.
I notice on a lot of labels for milk products that they say that it's...
Unfortunately, yeah,
Cows not fed this particular...
Unfortunately, most animals are fed GMO corn, and so we're eating the byproduct of that.
I even look to my dog food to make sure it's not fed.
And that's something, yeah, that's something to look into. The other thing is, if you're going to plant corn, you may want to buy organic or heritage seeds, because they're not genetically modified. If you're going to grow corn, you might as well at least grow corn that's not genetically modified.
Go to Gurney's catalog, look that one up.
Outstanding, excellent. Okay, I thank y'all for coming. Oh, one more question.
One more question. Has anybody ever figured out how much more our food would cost without the genetically ordered, like corn and soybeans?
Well, yeah, you know, that's the argument that Monsanto uses, is that they're able to grow more food and more corn and feed people. So there are two sides to it, absolutely.
I was wondering, if you had any figures on the
I do not have any,
difference.
I do not have any data. I know that organic farming does less damage to the environment because they don't use the pesticides and the fertilizers. Genetic crops are able to produce more, and that's an issue for feeding third world countries and stuff like that. That's their pitch.
Way to do it, send it to China.
Send it to China, yeah.
And they send theirs over here.
That's right.
Okay, thanks everybody.
They just process it and send it back anyhow.
Probably.
They'd sell it back to us.
Well, my daughter's into that real heavy. She sends me a care package. I get organic honey. I get organic cinnamon,
Right.
ginger, coconut oil, which is solid, it's pure, nothing added to it.
Right. There's still a lot of testing to be done, but they say that the
It's gonna make
old,
me healthy if it kills me.
they say old people and young people are actually the most susceptible to GMOs and different issues.
I'll be careful when I get old.
Well, I know there's no old people here, so.
Do that.